focus on what got us in front at the start. Alright, it was our in first up, contested footy. Clearances, boys. If we don't get our hands on the footy, what do we say? They will run and carry. You need to be harder in the middle. Super fucking hard in the middle. Don't just let them run off. If they get a couple of goals like they did at starting point, and push! Get physical! Get physical in there! You're not going to get another kick. That's the pride stuff. Coming right back. And then you inspire your teammates because you get a clearance. And away we go. Got to get some urgency into your game. It's not just going to happen if you're just jogging along. If you're just watching and spectating, you've got to be involved. We've got to be involved. Start the game and see contested footy. And that's what it's going to be about this quarter. Hands on it first option. We run and spread with our green footy. That's what we got. That's what got us in front by 4 or 5 goals. In first, quick hands, bang, run! Run, boys! Because if you do it, they won't keep up. They won't want to. And then it's the hard stuff again that comes back that got us into the game. That red footy. It's tight, it's hard. You run them down, you chase. The Stuart reality stuff we spoke about at the start of the game. Inspiring by just tackling, turning it over, and away we go. We push the ball forward. It's red and it's pressure. It's hard stuff that'll get you back in the game. Not the pretty stuff. That's not what got you there. But everyone was involved. I had 22 blokes involved. And I need it again in this last quarter. First option every time. You go back, if there's someone there, you give it to him. You give it to him. Because then he's clear, he gets it and he goes. And away we go. It's not go back and go, oh no, I won't give it. Oh no, I won't give it. It's give it every time. That's first time. And then you go. Discipline on the kick-in. We get in, we huddle. Boys, you broke them apart when you discipline. You get a huddle, you spread, you run. They can't defend it. It's when you get lazy and you go in your shell and go, I'm too tired, I won't get there. That's when they get back in the game. But if you get disciplined and you get that in and you get in and you spread, that's when you tear them apart. That's when you do it. But you've got to want it.
You've got to want this, boys.
You've got to want it. Clearance has got to be urgent. We had 24 tackles in the second quarter. 24! Drewy mentioned at the start of the game upstairs. That's what wins this game. We had 19, no one. We go again, we get 20 tackles. We get the clearances. We run and spread hard. And we work hard defensively, boys, you win the game. It's as simple as that. But I need every single bloke. Every bloke involved. Not just one or two. It's that bottom 6. Remember I said that? That bottom 6. Well, I need everyone to be that bottom 6 and give us a lift. Inspire your teammates, boys. There's a win right in front of us.
Well, welcome everybody. And welcome Barry Peatling to the Barry Peatling Football Show.
Welcome to you, Colin Sutcliffe, and welcome all my viewers, especially new viewers in Cyprus. Colin, there's a new couple of nice Cyprus. Well, it's Greek, isn't it? Cyprus. Yeah, nice to see you watching my video.
And here we are in Studio 1 and 82 Catherine Street, and maybe not for long.
No, I'm be moving within the next 3 weeks from 82 Catherine Avenue. It's a bit of a change of surrounding, but the video will be still coming live on the Monday afternoon, viewers.
Very good, so not too far away, so we'll still be able to keep the status quo. Anyway, let's get on to matters at hand. Before we get into the big game against Langwarrin, and there's a bit of, I saw in the last quarter a little bit of pushing around and a bit of fisticuffs.
Pushing and shoving there, wasn't it?
Pushing and shoving, but we'll just go to this headline here. Peatling may miss rest of season. 1963,
Colin, went playing at Dimville, coming home from Dimville. We got to about 6 miles from Rapanyup, and the fellow was driving my car, rolled it over, and I got thrown out of the car, landed on my head, and got a fractured neck and fractured skull, and he got nothing.
Wow. And Alec Miles.
He was the president. He was a bit of a boring sort of fellow, but he
was worried about you.
Was he? Did he say that, did he?
Well, he said that we're all very sorry for Barry and disappointed that he won't be playing again for a long time.
Why didn't he come to hospital just to be well? Wasn't too happy with it?
Have a bit of a message.
He's
a great little player, Mr. Miles said.
Great little player? Great champion player, not a little player.
Well, he gave you a rap, so it wouldn't be too,
He was a headmaster at school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very boring sort of fellow.
Boring fellow, well, typical, isn't it, school teacher?
And this is when I was they took this photo in the Ballarat St John of God's Hospital. That was the first operation they done like that for a fractured neck or a broken neck. And the doctor Thrasher told me a few months later, Barry, if you were happened about 5 years ago, you probably would have been gone to heaven.
Or a quadriplegic. Feeding your dinner through a straw.
See, they drilled the holes in my head, both sides of my head, and got the weights in. I'm unconscious there, of course. And 20-pound weights. I was like that for 6 weeks. 6 weeks and you're laying flat on your back. When I come out of that, I thought I would probably just get some little thing around me. I got the whole thing all around my head, around the skull, around my face, down around my stomach, all over my bum and everything. Another 6 weeks.
How did you go to the toilet?
Very awkwardly, I'm telling you. Very awkwardly.
So every time you thought about going to the toilet, it was a bit of a...
Wasn't too flat. We don't sort of talk about toilets too much, but no, it wasn't too... But that there, they put it on too tight for a start, and I got to get the nurse to release the... I couldn't open my mouth, couldn't chew. See that little gap there?
Yeah.
They just pulled apart. But that was a... Well, I played a full season, huh?
Okay, so you recovered.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a long time, it was a...
I was in hospital 3 months.
But it was a whole year, you were
3
out
months, Colin, I was in hospital. Feel well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. But let's get into the game, and we have a brilliant day today, but what was the weather and conditions like on Saturday?
The weather was alright, it was just a bit... I mean, it was very cold, but it was a good weather for football. If you couldn't play football, there was no rain.
Bit of a breeze that was going...
Oh, probably about 2 or 3 goals.
It was
blew up for them when they had the win too. It always happens over there the last few weeks. It was about a 4 or 5 goal win for them, about 2 or 3 goals for us. But we started off very well again, Colin.
Well, tell us about the changes. Oh
yes, the changes was Mike Berkey, Travis Graham. He's played in the under-18s. They're still in the finals. He should be playing the seniors, but they're putting him back because he's only 17.
He might have a big year next year.
Well, he will. He'll qualify for the under-18 finals. Lancaster's out. Chadwick and Ryan Orchard. And incoming was Jason Clark, Jackie Gaze, good to see him back, Nathan Harrington and McMurray. There's one other one there.
Yeah, there was a big guy, number 5, in the forward line, had a bit of a mullet hairdo.
That's Joel Connolly.
Joel Connolly. Yeah.
Played a good game too, big Joel.
You
were down the other end, weren't you?
Yeah, he's got a bit of a presence about him.
He lets them know where he is. He does. He played a very good game too.
Anyway, let's talk
we started very well.
Talk about the first half.
The 2-2 was Kilman in half back. We kicked at half time they were 9-2 to 5-7, but the first quarter we kicked about 5 goals straight.
Wow.
Joel Connolly kicked 3 of them straight. The 2-2, Jason Clark, Stewie of course, he always puts his body in on his on the line, and they were playing well, but as I say, the half-time score were 9-2, Colin. Very good kicker for a change for Chelsea.
9-2?
5-7.
I had a nice lead.
We were going alright. And then the second half comes, of course, and then we only kicked 1 goal after half-time. 1 goal after half-time.
I know.
1 goal 9.
You would have been feeling pretty confident, like thinking, here we
go. I was probably going to run away with this, maybe to get a bit of a percentage.
No wonder they were sort of clapping and hoo-ha in the last quarter.
Well, they just took over. They finished up kicking 15-20 to 10-10.
They just had so many shots at goal. But I noticed in the last quarter, particular, the wind really picked up and blew towards the Catherine Avenue end.
As I said before, it turned into a 5-goal win from the last quarter, and they just. But Rory Gregg was playing a very good game on Damon.
Excellent!
He played a very good game. He kicked 4 or 5 goals, Damon. But Rory Gregg was. He's come of age the last 6 weeks, I tell you now, because I was told early in the season he should not be playing.
That's right. You were early on in the season. You were calling for his head
because he was disposal,
lumbering, and
he was just turnovers. But now he doesn't. He took about half a dozen marks on Saturday with a weak ball. But who else was going all right there? Joel Connolly stepped up. He was had his kicking boot on this weekend. He had kicked 5 goals straight, Colin.
We'll get into the goal kickers then. Now you mention it.
Yeah, I'll just say before you cut off, we just stopped chasing and manning up in the last quarter and a half, and that's why they just took over. And they're not a very good side, Langwarrin. Well, they only won 4 games anyway. We won 2. But I'll give you the final scores were 15-20 Langwarrin to us, 10 goals 10.
Okay.
Now the goal kickers. Joel Connolly kicked 5-1, I think. Callum Dobson kicked 2 beautiful goals. I'll mention about him later. Thomas kicked 1, Gaze kicked 1, and Luke Clark kicked nearly the goal of the day.
Okay.
I'll mention him a bit later.
Give us the group of best players then.
The best players were Callum Dodson, Tutu, Connolly, Bradley Clark, Greg Stewart and Arthur.
Okay, so there's your group of best players.
Yeah, I mean, but the first half we didn't have a passenger. We
they're
all put in the first
okay.
half, but then they stopped running.
Interesting. Question of fitness, maybe.
No, just confidence. Confidence.
All right. Votes. 1 vote.
1 vote to Rory Grigg for a very good game on Luke Damon.
2 votes.
2 votes to Tutu, who played a very good game all day. In the first half, in the first quarter, he had 10 possessions.
Right.
The first quarter.
Yeah, pretty good.
Fair effort.
And 3 votes.
3 votes to Juice Connolly. Kicked 5 goals. He played a good game all day.
Yeah, look.
He's got a fair bit of money. He really put in. He's turned the corner the last couple of years, because years ago he used to go to walkabout, but now he's full on. He's very involved in the club too.
Yeah, he reminded me of
a
little bit of Ivan Marek.
The hairstyle, yeah.
Yeah, but he got that presence of, like he got a little bit of presence about him.
Well, he kicked 5 goals straight, and he went in the ruck with Jepson Arthur played right.
So he just got that sort of build look.
He's got a bit of presence about him.
Yeah, and I noticed that, and I thought, out of everyone on the team, he was sort of, like going, I'm here, move out of the way.
Get out the road, yeah. Move out, because he had 5 goals. And
there was a small pocket of Langwarrin supporters that were really vocal.
We could hear them. They're feral. Those
they were one-eyed, feral, Langwarrin types.
They're getting stuck on Connolly, yeah. But that spurred him on.
Yeah, spurred him on, sort of thing.
That's for sure.
There was a big red-headed fellow that was on him, I think.
He's a big ruckman. He's about 9 foot tall, that fellow.
Yeah, he was. I think Joel Connolly's pretty big, but.
And he started to blue, that red-headed fellow. 900 he was. But listen, there's a young
just some comments on the game.
Yeah, there's a young fellow who played on Saturday. I think it's his first game. I might be wrong. His skin's got a lot of pinky colour. But I seen him a couple of years ago. I think I might have told you before. 16-year-old. He was killing him, and he's only 17. And the way he disposes the ball and the way he gets the ball, he's going to be a player. Daniel, you're going to be a player. Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Knowles. Can play the game, and he's a bit like Travis Graham. Plays low to the ground. Never wastes a disposal.
Is he a small player?
Yeah, he's he's only 17. He'll probably grow. Probably get to about 5'10", 5'11", but got a big future, Daniel, for sure. And Luke Clark, that's Jason and Bradley's brother. If he puts his mind to it, he can take a very good high mark in the pack. Lukey Clark. Lukey, just get your mind right. You're going to be a good footballer. You'll be up with the same class as with Jason and Brad, because he's tough, and he kicked 2 nice goals. He kicked 2 goals, didn't he? How many goals he kicked? No, he kicked 1. Well, that was a goal a day.
So look out for a promising year from all the Clark brothers next year.
Yeah, next year I reckon that's a third of the stars, about a sixth of the side, isn't it? Yeah. 3 players, and they all, because Bradley Clark played he always plays a good game. It wasn't one of his best games, but he played alright. And Jason played alright too.
Any other comments?
You should be proud of them, Roland Clark, father and Susie.
Any other comments on the game, Barry?
Oh, not a great deal. I mentioned Daniel Knowles. He's going to be a real good player, that kid. I'm telling you now. And now there wasn't much too more to say about the game.
Just the fade out. More on the fade out then.
That's the second or third time they've done that the last few weeks. Go right in the first half and just go missing.
It's a bit disappointing. What do they need to do to fix it?
Just get a little bit more experience from next year. They've got to recruit. I was talking to a couple of fellas there during the game. I thought we've got to get at least 3 or 4 big name players, a full forward, a big ruckman, a couple of on balls, and we'll be right, because we've got all these young kids coming up. They'll be a lot better next year. The Jackson Arthurs and the Daniel Knowles and Travis Graham.
Perhaps you think when they get a bit of a lead that they need to know how, if it starts slipping, they need to know how to shut it down.
That's the first time they've had a decent lead the last 8 weeks.
They need to how to go, okay, we're not winning, let's just shut them down from scoring. Tackle hard, chase, man up.
No, they might have got a little bit carried away, Colin. They might have thought, well, we've got the game won here. Because a lot of fellas walking in the rooms at half time, we got this one. And I think it went straight to the head and sort of said, well, the idea is to get the ball.
They're already packing up.
I thought the ball was going to come to them in the second half, but it didn't. But anyway, it was a pretty good effort, Chelsea, and of course we got Frankston YCW next week.
Alright, okay, so Frankston YCW, and whereabouts?
Up there. We've got 3 games to go. We play 2 away. We play Frankston YCW away, home here on Pines with Pines, and Mount Eliza up with the cow paddock up in Mount Eliza territory.
Can we win that? Can we win any of those?
I'll win one. We'll beat Pines again.
Maybe.
Because Bywaters and Marusik, they're out for the season. So, and
have we packed up yet for this season?
No. Well, the coach has got him going right. He just got to get a bit more motivation.
Okay.
Fit and play in the 4 quarters, and I'll be right.
Pick up a few more players. We've got a core of a good group.
The junior fellas are going to come up, and they're going to be the future of the side for sure. But we've got to get 2 or 3 big gun recruits and pay them a bit of money, and who knows, we might. That's all we need, I reckon.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, we've got the 3rd test coming up. Australia, of course, have lost the first 2, and the Ashes look almost gone. What's your thoughts on the cricket? What do they need to do?
Well, I think they're just about gone way over. But is it this game at Headingley, is it?
Manchester.
We've got a reasonable record. We've had a good reasonable record against
Lords too. Never lose at Lords, but
didn't lose. We got.
Who needs to come in?
Got to get Warner in. Got to David Warner in and drop someone. I don't know who you're going to drop. You've got to get him in. Just get him in there so I can bash him around.
Is that going to fix up our bowling problems?
I don't know. We got a batting problems. We got batting and bowling problems at the moment.
Do you know who's the leading scorer for Australia?
We'll never clue.
Agar.
He's made about 120 runs in 2 tests.
And he's not in there for his bowling, his batting, but
no.
He was a bit of an afterthought. But they need to bowl England out, and they need to make some runs. Simple as that, isn't it?
No, they're just too good. Look, Lehman's. He's got them loosened. He's got them sort of a little bit motivated, but they're going out there with no confidence. I mean,
they're like Chelsea Football Club.
Shane Watson, he just keeps getting out. LBW.
There's talk he's got serious attitude problems.
Well, he just misses the ball, Colin. Playing forward, missing the ball.
He gets the LBW all the time.
But last 3 LBWs.
Anderson, yeah.
But,
so what's your prediction?
Look, if we win, it'll be an upset. I won't be back on this. I couldn't get on last week. Back on, but I won't be back on this week because they're just too good. They're too strong. They're too good. The bowlers, better bowlers and better batsmen, better fieldsmen.
We need to see a bit of fight, don't we?
Well, Warner, if he gets in there, I reckon put him in there at number 5 or number 6. I mean, he'll either make 100 pretty quick or he'll get out.
Better go.
At least he'll smash him around, Colin.
Need to show a bit of
might try and smash Anderson and what's his name? What's your other spin bowler's name? Jeff.
Oh,
Spinner. No, the England spinner.
Oh, Swanee.
You got to smash him off his length. Otherwise, he'll just tie you down.
Well, we look forward to that on Thursday, and we'll have.
I think we've got in for a good another fraction now. Viewers out there about my United Kingdom people will be watching this too, and they'll be happy about that, won't they?
Probably. No surprise.
I think you're too good, United Kingdom people, cricketers.
England. Okay. Well, what about the Tigers? They're falling apart.
No, they haven't. I reckon I couldn't get it. He wasn't here to fix up my computer so I could watch it. I tuned in at half time.
Top 4,
and they got to win next week. They win next week. Still a rough chance to get top 4, but I don't think that.
The only reason why I think only possible way they're going to make the top 4 is if one team falls out of the top 4, who's in the top 4 now, and the only team that can fall out is Essendon.
And we played them in the last game.
And because of their drug scandal.
I reckon they might lose a whole lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Things you said that a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
I must admit that you were very up to date there about.
I said that a month ago.
It's like gone dark here. I have put the light.
No, that's all right. That's okay. That's fine.
Anyway, but I think that it's fine. I can hardly see. What was I talking about?
Essendon.
Essendon, yeah. If we can, it's going to be a big thing. The big scalp if we can knock over Hawthorn next week.
Yeah.
Because Franklin's just starting to hit his straps now. It's amazing, isn't it? Like he kicked 8, probably. Anyway, but we got to forget that game.
We'll see.
But we're
Hawthorn this week. You got to beat Hawthorn. I think to make a realistic chance to make the 4, you have to beat Hawthorn.
Yeah. I mean, then we play Brisbane Lions and Essendon, isn't it? Last 4 games.
So we'll see what happens towards the end of the year. Okay. What about any Cheerios? Got any
Cheerios? I forgot to mention Russell, my old mate the Snake. He's been back the last couple of weeks. His operation went over very well.
Very good.
He's off all his tablets and he's still got the walking things, what do you call them, and Rusty looking pretty good, and he's of course that operation took 3 years to get done. It's been well worthwhile, I reckon, because this is his second hip operation, this one, and he's no pain, and he reckons another couple of weeks he might be able to be driving his car.
Very good.
Well done, Russell the Snake.
Okay.
He's telling me on Saturday he said there was 3 fellas in, he watches India Net, there's 3 fellas in the 67 grand finals, Lemnos and my team and Shepparton United. He said, do you know these fellas? There were Donny Heather, Ross McKellar and Roland Crosby, and I knew them all. Because I was getting paid more money, that's why I left, because of those 2 fellas. And they all got 10 weeks for the suspended in the grand final.
Right.
So well done, Russell.
And just quickly, some.
My little darling Annie and Carla and Lloyd
PH
and PH and Sandy and Carlos and
Latvia.
Oh yeah, Latvia, Tony and Latvia. Well, you're not going too well, Tony.
Right. Give it up.
No, don't give it up.
Don't give it up.
Keep following. I'll be still
keep on hitting.
I'll be still covering the games, Tony. So keep tuned and to say that, and the Saudi Arabia. And what's the Emirates? What's that town? They've got new viewers from the Emirates.
Yeah, okay. Saudi Arabia got the Abu Dhabi.
They watch cheerio to you too.
All right. Well.
So that's about all from me.
And that's goodbye from me.
Bye bye.
Let's just stay focused on what got us in front at the start. Alright, it was our in first up, contested footy. Clearances, boys. If we don't get our hands on the footy, what do we say? They will run and carry. You need to be harder in the middle. Super fucking hard in the middle. Don't just let them run off. If they get a couple of goals like they did at starting point and push, get physical. Get physical in there. You're not going to get another kick. That's the pride stuff. Coming right back. And then you inspire your teammates because you get a clearance. And away we go. Got to get some urgency into your game. It's not just going to happen if you're just jogging along. If you're just watching and spectating, you've got to be involved. We've got to be involved. Start of the game and see contested footy. And that's what it's going to be about this quarter. Hands on it first option. We run and spread with our green footy. That's what we got. That's what got us in front by 4 or 5 goals. In first, quick hands, bang, run! Run, boys! Because if you do it, they won't keep up. They won't want to. And then it's the hard stuff again that comes back that got us into the game. That's red footy. It's tight, it's hard. You run them down, you chase. The Cyril reality stuff we spoke about at the start of the game. Inspiring by just tackling, turning it over, and away we go. We push the ball forward. It's red and it's pressure. It's hard stuff that'll get you back in the game. Not the pretty stuff. That's not what got you there. But everyone was involved. I had 22 blokes involved. And I need it again in this last quarter. First option every time. You go back, if there's someone there, you give it to him. You give it to him. Because then he's clear, he gets it and he goes. And away we go. It's not go back and go, oh no, I won't give it. Oh no, I won't give it. It's give it every time. That's first time. And then you go. Discipline on the kick-in. We get in, we huddle. Boys, you broke them apart when you discipline. You get a huddle, you spread, you run. They can't defend it. It's when you get lazy and you go in your shell and go, I'm too tired, I won't get there. That's when they get back in the game. But if you get disciplined and you get that in and you get in and you spread, that's when you tear them apart. That's when you do it. But you've got to want it.
You've got to want this, boys.
You've absolutely got to want it. Clearance has got to be urgent. We had 24 tackles in the second quarter. 24! Drewy mentioned at the start of the game upstairs. That's what wins this game. We had 19-1. We go again, we get 20 tackles. We get the clearances. We run and spread hard. And we work hard defensively, boys, you win the game. It's as simple as that. But I need every single bloke. Every bloke involved. Not just one or two. It's that bottom 6. Remember I said that? That bottom 6? Well, I need everyone to be that bottom 6 and give us a lift. Inspire your teammates, boys. There's a win right in front of us. Mental discipline is following instructions no matter what the circumstances. Good, bad, indifferent. And it's just, what happens is, let's just stop doing what you're doing at the moment. Taping, shoes, fuck, listen, give me 5 minutes. It's little things. It's little things that make the difference. It adds up. You follow through a game plan for 30 minutes, all the way through, no matter what the scoreboard says. No matter what. So if Stewie's sticking out, you get into a huddle. I said 3/4 time, the huddles work in the first quarter. You've got it out of there. You've got to get to the wing or half forward. So that quarter, you look like, I'm too tired, I can't be bothered. Too tight, I can't be bothered, doesn't cut it at this level. Doesn't cut it. Forwards, the pressure, it's got to be better. Can't let the ball come out. Can't let it come out. It needs to be absolutely 100% flying at the footy. Hits the ground, they get it, you are hunting them down. Putting pressure on them. Don't let him get it out easy. Communication out there. First half, fantastic. Really good. You're up and about, the options were right, instructions were good, you can hear it from the bench, and then it goes out the window. You're in front at half time. And only midway through the third quarter they got in front. But you can see the heads drop. And we should be experiencing at this sort of stuff. We've gone through it a lot this year. When that situation happens. And you know that dropping your head and going into your shell doesn't work. The reverse needs to happen. You took the game on in the first half and you won. You had 24 tackles in the second quarter. And you won that quarter and we're in front. So there's two sides of the coin. You run both ways. You run super hard and spread hard when we've got the footy for your teammates and they get lazy. In the second half, the amount of times we got at the back line and in the forward, then coming up the ground, there was no movement. No movement at all. That's the spread you're talking about. When we've got it, you've got a license. You know, kick it laterally, let's move it, give that first option. That's what you did in the first half. In the second half, it closed down. It closed down. We were only 2 goals down, 3/4 time. 2 goals down. And you were playing like we were 10 goals down. That's how it looked. And we needed everyone to contribute. And we had passengers. You can't have it. And if you are a passenger, then you need to find a way to get involved. And we've spoken about that this year as well. And sometimes, boys, to get involved, you just do the discipline thing. You huddle up, you use your voice, whatever you can. Get a tackle, get a spoil, get some urgency, just run hard, and something will happen. That's what we're going to get better at. And we lost by 38 points. That's an improvement over the last month, but not when you got the game out and you won. And we had